about 2.5 days later, and you're docked at Starbase 2.
Okay.
So there you go.
Captain Starlog, February 3rd, 2174. Nearly 3 days later, but the resources of the USS Baron and the USS Ensign are finally complete. The crews of 6 Talarian Republic ships have also been rescued and brought to Kate to face a mixture of Haitian and Federation justice. The Talarians are currently requesting the release of their officers, but it will be some time before the Federation Supreme Court's rule on anything. And Grand Maxim Urbars is in no rush to release them either. I must admit, I don't mind seeing the Talarians be put on their heels for once. As to the explosive device discovered on the Drake, Commander Arhat is pursuing his own investigation. He and I both feel we have the traitor narrowed down to 3 officers, 3 of our very own officers. This discovery of another traitor is a sinister plot, and again, it is our own people who are aimed at the Drake. I have faith in Commander Arhat, though. The traitor may not know it yet, but their days are numbered. Bum, bum, bum.
You guys just docked, so you've been shuttling back and forth. Survivors from that battle. So you just finally docked at Starbase 2 for official respite. And we're going to pause on the rest of the gang for a minute, and we're just going to focus on you, Captain. It's like the end of the day, and you're meeting with Admiral Foxwell.
Okay.
She says, Captain, I appreciate you taking care of all of this and helping us out in this time. I just wanted to keep you apprised of the situation, and then you're free to help your crew get some rest and relaxation until you need it again.
Thank you, Admiral Foxwell. What's the update?
So, got word that Captain Dupac, one of the captains in that battle, has been given another Vulcan cruiser, but it won't reach here for several months. And Captain Bahalia is without a ship. And it'll be close to 2 years before one is commissioned for her and her crew. Of the 404 crew between the 2 Federation ships, 40 officers died. And there were 61 escape pods. Well, it took over 42 hours to rescue all Starfleet officers and bring them to Starbase 2.
Wow.
Of the 828 Talarians, 197 died. Over 630 prisoners of war, and it took over 19 hours to transport them all to Kate. And they had over 120 escape pods. So in total, it was a 68-hour rescue mission.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. And we feel that the proceedings of the prisoners of war will take anywhere from 6 months to nearly 2 years for that to be resolved.
Well, thank you for the update. I have nothing else to add.
Okay. We appreciate your help, Captain, and I'm sure we'll be talking soon.
I would assume so.
Very good. Dismissed. So we're going to push it ahead unless somebody wants to do something in that time stretch. We're going to push it ahead about 2 weeks.
And Mike is actively investigating the bombing or the bomb.
Yeah, he's investigating the officers and everything that's going on.
Interrogating them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not something I would let go.
So yeah, so it's open for you to what you want to do, what you want to investigate with these officers. Like however, if you want to do something more, we can. Otherwise, we can just leave it at your investigating.
I will leave it as
But you can tell us.
I'm investigating it. At some point, I planned on at least having a conversation with them. I think initially we should relieve them of duty, both of them, until we can figure out exactly what happened.
I mean, do you think it's necessary to confine to quarters with like a guard? Or, I mean, the thing seems like if they're doing shady things, they're doing it with their personal pad or something. I don't know. So I like relieving them from duty. That's a good step. I feel like we might do well to confine to quarters too. What do you think about that?
That and probably have an escort if they go anywhere.
Yeah, okay.
At least until we
I
can
like
figure out
that. We're not
exactly what happened.
prisoners yet.
Who should we assign to look into the whole computer aspect? See if we can line up a timeline of who was there and what they
I
did.
don't know.
One of the code to bypass everything that was put in was a false code. It was a code that worked, but it wasn't a code from his security team.
Right.
It was like a code that revealed that it's somebody who didn't have up to date information, essentially.
Yeah.
Who should we have kind of go in and see if we can get rid of one, see if we can stop those types of codes, and two, see if we can find an exact timeline who it was.
Yeah, that's probably a thing that our engineers would take care of, right?
Yeah, that was security, right? Yeah.
What if we put Lieutenant Jhon with a security officer and they work on one thing, and then Clark with a security officer, and have two teams working on it?
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Okay. Proceed.
What do you guys want to try to accomplish?
See if we can purge the non, security codes.
Okay.
Because we don't need
So
non-actual. I want only the actual security codes to work and to block anything that isn't a actual security code assigned to a person.
okay.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay,
'Cause we
so
don't-
you want security codes individualized, or do you want codes that you'd have to get through security? Basically, like to get this code, you'd have to talk to a security officer.
You need to get the code from security. I think it would be good to have like me and some of the higher ups to have a specialized code, but
Okay.
get rid of all the codes, start over, and only have security with special, the few codes that will actually work.
Okay. So which team do you want to go first? Like what is each team
I
doing?
think Lieutenant would take.
I think Clark should look into changing the codes
Okay.
and
And
have
then-
Jhon's team try and create a good timeline and see
Okay.
if there's anything else. Just do a general search on the two officers and see if there's anything else that either of them has messed with, if they
Okay.
can tell or not.
So we'll have Clark roll. Let's do engineering, insight.
Okay, so I need a 14.
It'll be difficulty 2. First IRL roll.
Yeah,
Ooh.
no cheating.
Oh, cheating.
We got a 10 and a 5.
So Clark is able to go through the computer core system and basically clear any backdoors, any other type of codes that could access the system and clear them. And clear everything out, and then just assign new codes to the security team. And then he through the security team that he has attached with him can have them, facilitate, like pass the codes out, to Arhat and have it go through
Okay.
them.
Sounds good. Nice work, Ensign Clark.
And now we'll have Jhon roll engineering reason. Engineering reason, and we'll make it also difficult.
Oh. Well. Okay, so I may have gotten a 4 and a 20. I forgot 20s were bad.
Yeah,
Real bad.
We're not good, yeah.
Sure.
but here, what focuses you? No,
I mean, not really.
Security officer assistant?
Yeah, why am I not getting assistance?
I can.
Do what? Roll him.
Pretty high up in the food chain.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I should be getting assistance. Basically retired.
Okay. Success. So
There we go.
2 successes, so he is able to determine, he tries to narrow the time field of when particularly this person or people, transported this bomb in. But the time when like scrubbing through the videos and like going through the sensor logs and everything, there's like a blackout period where there's like no data.
And it was one of the science terminals that was used to shut down the sensors,
Correct.
which shows it's most likely
Right.
a science officer.
So yeah, you're kind of left with wondering which officer it is. You kind of have it focused on these two, but
They definitely need to be confined to quarters and have to be careful. Yeah, yeah. What, Mike, do you think
Yeah,
it's
I've been swayed. Execute 'em.
Arhat? Do you think we need to put our 2 science officers in the brig?
I don't know about the brig. I'm leaning that way, but at the same time, I'd honestly like to have a conversation with the 2 of them.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Is it-
So
if we
I think,
If we can narrow it down to exactly who it was,
yeah, then the innocent party doesn't have to spend time in the brig.
right?
What if they're both in on it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Possibility, but unlikely.
okay. All right. Well, I like your
Again,
conversation idea.
That's why I think
And
it'd be a good idea to at least talk to them
Okay. Well,
and
I'd
see
say
what they
go for
have
it. Yeah. Well, yeah, go for that. And then depending on the results of that, I'm looking at brig time.
to say.
Because I just don't want them to have access to any technology where they can do anything.
I would start with Dara.
okay. Where do you want to set this up?
I'm thinking either my office or outside the brig.
Oh.
I love it.
Okay, which one do you like more, Mike?
Actually, I like the idea of in the room outside the brig. Have it an intimidating atmosphere.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
Do you want me to join you or no?
You can join me if you
Leave
want.
it in your hands.
We can
All right.
have a
I'll
couple
do it.
chairs set up, a couple chairs and a little
Let's
table
do it.
in front of the brig.
Mm-hmm.
We're there. Couple chairs, little table, and a single chair on the other side of the table in front of the brig.
So you guys are there waiting for Dara to arrive, and Dara arrives. Now Dara is like a average size, like 6 foot tall guy, Irish descent. He's the chemist.
Yep.
He's the chemist for the ship. He's like the second shift. So he's like when you guys are all off, when your shifts are done, he then takes over the lab, like in the middle. Basically, when you guys are all having dinner, he starts his shift.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's what you guys know about Dara. And like what Mike said, that he was in the lab when you guys came to.
Yeah. Okay.
So the door opens, and Dara says, Captain, Commander.
Sit down.
Have a seat.
He walks over and sits down.
We have to go over a few things,
Okay.
and the timeline is very important
Okay.
because it was toward the end of your shift that a bomb was transported onto the ship, and sensors were shut down from the science lab.
Yeah.
So we need to know exactly what happened, your words, during your shift.
So I was doing normal activities there at the science lab council. Nothing really out of the ordinary.
Mhm.
I didn't notice anything happen, any beam-ins or anything like that, like you mentioned. I didn't notice anything on our end. The next thing I know, security was coming into the lab to remove me from the room. I don't really have a tremendous insight. I was pretty much stationed at the science lab for my normal shift. I had been there for a couple hours.
I'm sure it's routine. How do you change over when Dimo comes in? Do you just get up, walk away? Or is Dimo there?
Usually Dimo arrives a few minutes early, and I kind of go over anything that we've been working on in the lab. If we have any experiments going or anything that has come from a planet or something and we're investigating, I'll let him know of anything that's, give him updates or anything. But if nothing's really happened, it's been quiet, or we don't have anything really happening in the lab, then it's just kind of like, have a good night, see you tomorrow.
Do you want me to roll to see if I can figure out if he's telling the truth or not?
Sure, yeah, you can roll a security insight difficulty 1. You want to assist him or no?
Yeah,
So what are you doing?
you tell me. I don't know. What do you mean?
You want to assist?
Security insight.
I want to assist.
You have to tell how you
Oh,
assist.
well, I'm an advisor, so my talent is advisor, so I'm gonna.
Oh, I see. You want to
Yeah.
use your talent.
Standing behind him.
Yeah, also I have persuasion, so,
Standing behind him with her hand like.
One success.
yeah.
You want the truth.
Yeah, we just want to talk to you. So what, you want me
If
to
it-
use
if-
persuasion?
If Adri wants to roll to see if we can get some momentum. I did get one success.
And she's using advisor,
No.
Mike, so if you want to re-roll, you can.
Okay, I got one success. I'll re-roll the one I didn't get.
Don.
Nope.
Okay,
Still didn't get it.
I failed.
you failed. Okay. So, but it's still a success, so no momentum. So you get the feeling that despite Dara is like clearly incredibly nervous being in this room with these two officers, he kind of seems like he doesn't have a lot to tell you, and he doesn't really know a lot. And you don't really get the feeling that he's keeping things from you. He just doesn't know how to help you any further than what he knows.
When the computer freezes, what do you do?
If I can't immediately take care of it, sometimes I'll call down to engineering to have Clark come look at it. A lot of times Demo has like asked to call him so we don't bother Clark.
Okay. We would like you to go back to your quarters, and if you think of anything else, we will get back to you.
Understood. He
Dismissed.
gets up. Thank you. He gets up and turns out the door and walks out.
Bring in the next
You want
one.
Demo to come in? Okay.
Bring in my clamps.
So we can fast forward a few minutes,
Mhm.
and Demo is at the door, and the door opens. And he says, Captain, Commander. So Demo is he's a little taller. He's a Vulcan.
Oh, God.
He's the biologist for the ship, and he works the overnight.
Okay,
So he takes over for Dara.
plenty of time to do nefarious things.
So basically, when you guys are getting ready for bed and sleeping, he's working, and he takes over for Dara, and then when the morning comes, Golu, the one who had gone down to the planet with you guys, takes over for Demo, and she starts the morning shift when the rest of the senior staff is.
Okay. We look very intimidating as we sit down and I say, sit down, crewman.
He walks over and sits down.
I'm sure you heard not that long ago we had a bomb on the ship.
Yes.
I want you to go over what you did on that day, from when you started to an
Hmm.
hour later?
Well, I heard from Dara that he was having some computer problems, and we went in. He called me. I attended to the computer problems and then returned to the mess hall to have breakfast.
What were the computer problems?
He said that the sensors were not working.
Where?
Internal sensors were not working.
So the sensors were not working when you walked in?
Correct.
Did you see any discrepancies that would be out of the ordinary?
No, I mean, typically we have this as a normal issue when we're updating our operating systems for the computer. It has many different issues. It's a normal thing, which is why normally we don't involve engineering and bother them. It's a routine problem.
How many people on your team knew about this update?
Everyone in the science lab would know about the update, and anybody who would know about this would, anybody in engineering or security would know about it.
How long after you went to lunch did you hear about the bomb or breakfast?
An hour.
And who took over for you when you left the room?
Dara was on shift. My shift had not started.
Who else is in the room?
Dara,
Only?
myself.
Is that normal
Yes,
for there to be only one person in the room?
yes.
There's only about seven science officers. Besides you, who else is decent with computers?
Ensign Clark, I would recommend him, or Lieutenant Commander Jhon.
Out of the science crew, besides you, who would be good with computers?
Sova.
Have you noticed any secretive behavior or
Out of the ordinary behavior.
Other than meeting inside the break.
I think we'll be
Yeah.
asking the question.
Understood.
Out of the science crew, have you seen any out of the ordinary behaviors?
No.
We
No,
chose
not
this
at all.
location because no one would
All
bother
right.
us.
I understand. So yeah, do you want to roll, Mike? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, I want to roll.
Okay, so it's security insight difficulty 3.
Yep.
So Adrian can assist.
I knew it was going to be harder because he's Vulcan, and he's much better at hiding and
No,
neighborhoods.
Guilty.
I got 2 successes. I got a 2 and a 9.
I have 2 over my.
What's your focus, Mike? Any focuses?
Let me see what I. Persuasion, negotiation.
I'll let negotiation go because you're trying to try to have this like a back and forth with this guy.
Okay.
So we'll let that go. So that'll be 3 successes, so no momentum. So what you get from Dimo, that obviously he's a Vulcan and he's really hard to read in general. But you get a strong feeling that like he doesn't want to be talking to the 2 of you.
Uh-huh.
And you find it very strange that Dara didn't talk about any of the things that he brought up.
Yeah. I definitely think at this point he knows we're onto him. And I'm not comfortable letting him back into his room. I'd like him to be detained in the brig for now. So I will I'll look at Arhat and I'll give him the head nod, which he knows he would know. And we both stand up and I say, Dimo,
You are detained until further notice.
He says, understood. Do you suspect I will be in here for a long time?
I'm not gonna answer that. I'm just gonna say just get in the brig.
He doesn't say anything.
Can I roll like a perception thing so that my character can remember all the discrepancies? Because I as Adrian have no idea.
Sure.
Great to.
Yeah.
You can roll security insight difficulty 2 since you've already succeeded. And Mike can assist you.
Okay.
So you'll be presence. You'll be command presence, Mike.
Oh,
Command presence.
That's fine.
I saw it being encountered. I got a 17 and a 20.
13.
Wow.
I needed a 14.
So he got 1 success. You fail.
I don't even recognize this guy in my ship.
And you try to recall everything he said and everything that you were told hours, like days ago,
And I don't.
and you don't really recall.
I don't even know what room this is.
Okay. Have Mike do it. Have him try. I'm gonna try to remember everything.
Okay, Mike, now you're gonna remember security insight difficulty 2.
And I can assist
Security
him.
insight.
Not gonna let you assist.
2.
Yeah, difficulty 2.
I got him.
Yay!
Got it.
You need to take over.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's
we got it.
so as you brought out one of the discrepancies that you knew from when you were first looking at the situation and when security reported to Arhat and essentially you, Captain, like what was happening, that it was only a small window of time on deck 6 had the sensors gone down. And that he had been in the mess hall for about an hour at that point. Dimo. So those two things match up. But the rest of it is kind of strange.
Okay.
I will take a chance to be who I'm meant to be. I won't let fear keep me from trying. It's time for me to make a change, to start living the life I want. I'm gonna reach for the sky, way up high. I'm never giving up. It's up to me to see who I can be, make dreams reality. I'm never giving up. 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 I'm never giving up.
Are you going to let Silva know that one of his officers is in the brig?
I would immediately tell Sova that day that one of his officers is in the brig because his story does not match up to the details that we have. Because he said that across the ship, everything, all the sensors went down, whereas it was only the 6th level.
Right.
And he's acting in a way that he seems like he really doesn't want to talk to us, which he doesn't want to talk to us, but he doesn't want to talk to us even more so than just
Right.
not wanting to talk to us. But I would tell him that the information does not match up, and Vulcans are very known for bullet point information, getting things very accurate, whereas his
Right.
information
Yeah.
is not lining up. So I would see if Sova wants to talk to him, first of all, since it is one of his officers. I wanted to give Sova a chance to see if he wanted to talk, advance a
Right.
couple days, and then I would have my talk with him.
What are you going to do, Silva?
I think I'll talk to him. So I would enter the brig.
So I'm gonna have, the first thing I'm gonna have you do is roll science, reason, difficulty 2. What is the-
I got a 0.
So you come in and you see Demo sitting there on the cot.
All right. So I'd approach. Is there anyone in with us, or
No, the security guard's outside the door.
okay? So I'd walk up and I push the button, and I go, Crewman.
And he slowly looks at you and he says, Lieutenant,
I've heard some troubling news about you. Is there anything you wish to say to me?
I know we're beyond the 24-hour holding period, and they have not presented to me a cause for holding me.
Well, what are your thoughts on this situation
Besides being held here without proper cause, I don't have much to say on the matter. Clearly, there's something happening on the ship. They feel I am a part of it. I have nothing to say.
Are you saying that you are not involved in this in any way?
They believe that I am.
Yeah, you're on the break, buddy.
I noticed that you are avoiding answering my question. I asked you, is there anything that you know? And then you went to tell me about what they think. I asked what you think.
I think that I'm being unjustly held in the brig.
Again, I am asking you what you believe of the situation. I hear the sensors went down. You explained why you believe the sensors went down. The evidence does not back up your side of the story. As I don't have the details, but I know at least that much. Why would there be such a discrepancy between what you believe and what the facts are?
Well, others can believe what the facts are, but I know what happened and I reported what happened. What other people say, I have no control over.
I say that there is clear evidence that you are lying. What do you say to these accusations?
I don't know why they would believe.
But you can see why it would be such a troubling incident of a bomb,
Of course,
of sensors,
dangerous.
and now here is a Vulcan lying about, or being perceived to lie about the situation.
As you are well aware, Lieutenant, many people don't trust Vulcans and haven't for many years.
Yes,
I
but
know
we're
what
not
you're
talking about their
thinking.
biases. We're talking about the evidence that was presented. We both know as scientists that facts and data are not biased.
I understand what you're presenting. I presented what I found was factual. I hide nothing.
Okay. Am I reading anything off of him, or?
So you got to roll security, insight, difficulty. I'll let it be difficulty 1 since everybody's been reading this guy.
Yes.
I got a 5 and an 18, so I got one success.
So what you get from him, Andrew, is that you don't feel like he's lying to you. You don't feel like he's trying to mislead you in any way. But what you clearly get from him is he is not acting normal. He's not somebody that you would, when you're talking to him, the more you push and the more you push, you feel like you almost get the feeling that like he doesn't understand what it's like to be a Vulcan.
Oh boy. I would ask him to summarize his upbringing.
Oh, snap.
I would say that I would like to learn more about you, because it seems like if they are, because I would try to be persuasive and explain if they are misjudging you, perhaps it has something to do with how you were brought up, or maybe because of some type of barrier with the different species.
Mm-hmm.
I try to sell it to him that I need to know more. Like, was he born on the Vulcan world? Was he born somewhere else that would cause issues? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would then ask him, I would try to convince him that I was trying to learn to help him. I don't know how convincing that would be, but I would start asking him like, where did you grow up? You know, when did what school did you go to? When did you go through the, is it called Qatar?
Oh, yeah, like, yeah.
Tell me, yes, tell me about your experiences with the Qatar, you know.
What you get from him is he gives you this upbringing that he was raised on Vulcan and that he served on several ships and then was, moved over, was assigned here to the Drake. He has a very like linear path to the ship. There's nothing really strange about his going from Vulcan from each ship to here.
Yes.
But I'm going to have you roll command insight difficulty 2.
I'm rolling two. I need to roll two 12s or under. Of course not. I only got one success.
So you feel like there's something. You feel like there's something there when he was talking, but you can't really place it. So as he's relating the experience to you, it's very general. It's very broad. It's nothing specific.
I would ask him, did he do this journey alone, or did his parents go with him, or?
He reveals that his parents are dead.
Okay. Could I ask him about like a specific temple, if he's ever been there, like a very prominent sounding temple, but it's not an actual temple?
Yep.
I was just thinking, I haven't been on Vulcan, so I haven't had an opportunity to go to the temple, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then say, were you able to go there as a child?
Yeah.
I have many memories from
Okay.
from going there.
So as he is speaking to you about it, he clearly, you can tell he hesitates in wanting to talk to you about the specific location, and he doesn't really generally give you a direct answer to anything specific, but you definitely get the idea that he doesn't know what you're talking about. But he also doesn't act. It's not like, I'll put it this way, you're not like catching him. He doesn't think like you're weird for saying it. He thinks it's weird that you're bringing something specific to him and that he doesn't have an answer for it. That's how you're getting it, rather than he's catching you making up a false place.
What end is this though?
So, but that wasn't enough to catch him though, right?
It's enough to know that he is unfamiliar with what you're talking about.
So that would prove that he wasn't from Vulcan, right?
It would prove that he probably doesn't have a deep understanding of Vulcan.
So, I mean, that would at least prove that, because he said he lived on Vulcan for a while. So that would be enough to prove that he was lying about that.
It would seem so.
So since I'm being unsuccessful, I think I would go to Arhat and let him know of my suspicions and see, since he's a better negotiator, if he could crack it.
Okay. Seems like Arhat he's out there waiting, outside of the brig waiting.
Okay. So I would approach him and say, Commander.
Lieutenant.
So there is something wrong with him. I can't put my finger on it. The issue is that every question I give him about, he says he's from Vulcan, and every question I ask him about Vulcan, he gives very general answers, like something you would read off of like a database, but not like he's been there. So I tried to ask him about
personal experiences.
Yeah, nothing personal. And I tried to ask him about temples, and I made up one, and he didn't commit to it, but he was very, he didn't commit to the answering about the temple, but it's very clear that he doesn't have a lot of experience on Vulcan, even though he's telling us that he's from Vulcan.
Understood.
Now, I wasn't able to get any further with this, so perhaps you could take the lead. I would suggest pressing him to see if you can get an emotional response. Because I think that would be a more clear indication that he's lying about his Vulcan heritage.
I understand. If you like, you can go back to your station, and I will see if he will respond to me.
Okay. And then I would leave to the bridge.
And I walk into the brig.
Security,
Not
it's security daring.
I have a focus in persuasion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled a 4 and a 13. So I
Okay.
have 3 successes. I pull out my Ushan knife and I slam it against the wall.
Oh my god.
2 momentum if you want to put those in, Andy. Because I had 3 successes. And I only needed, it was a difficulty of 1. I have my head down. I slowly raise it and I look at him. Have you ever heard of Pajem? A bunch of lying Vulcans were spying on Andoria. You just lied to me. So please tell me the truth. Did you shut off the sensors?
No.
I hate you.
Well, we'll give him next time, boy.
Did that.
So what you expected was for him to flinch or react, and he didn't.
Yeah. Which tells me there's something wrong with him. I would walk over to him. Have you ever seen war? Because that's what you're trying to bring upon all of us. The bombs, the fighting, that is war. And it will only escalate from here if we don't stop it. What do you have to gain from blowing up the ship?
I must admit, Commander, I find it hard that I myself would be starting war.
Do you understand what accomplice is? You shut off the sensors. Someone sends a bomb. You are both responsible for the bomb. You are both responsible for fighting.
I understand that. Is that what I'm being held in here for?
Yes.
Accomplice placing a bomb.
No, you didn't plant the bomb. You shut off the sensors so someone else could. You are the accomplice. I want to know who you're working with.
Working with anyone, Commander. You can roll security insight difficulty 1.
So I need a 13.
3 successes.
I got a 6. I got 1 success.
You feel like when you're talking to him, you feel like he is either completely innocent and he has no idea what you're talking about, or he's someone who has been thoroughly coached.
We'll just circle right back to where we started.
Basically brainwashed.
What are our medical files on this guy? All right, I'm gonna call him the doctor,
Okay.
or I'm gonna go to the doctor's
You're going
office.
to the doctor.
I'm going to the doctor. Dr. House, I need your help with a crewman.
Crewman, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially.
yeah. So crewman Dimo is currently in the brig.
Good.
Um,
No, he's not really well.
So I would like to know information on his background.
You want me to give you medical records and violations?
I do.
I am all for it.
Yeah, I knew you would be. So the problem is he's acting like a Vulcan, but it doesn't add up.
It's insight difficulty 1.
Okay, so science and insight is.
Can I do advisor and give him?
Science and insight is 14. 3 12.
One momentum, and in his medical records, has Vulcan DNA, and he has no he's come in for the annual checkups.
Mhm. So what's his Starfleet medical record, like history, like how far back to the date?
All right, so roll science reason 1.
11.
Yeah.
Say yes, like you know. Oh boy,
Got him.
I do not have any.
I have one.
So you can reroll Caleb because she has advisor.
7 and 2.
So that's one success because you're only supposed to reroll 1. So, and you, House, as you're looking at it, the thing that's suspicious about it is there's no Vulcan. There's nothing from the Vulcan, academy.
Okay.
It starts at Starfleet Medical,
Uh-huh.
and then it's
Okay.
and then it's time.
So,
And you know from other Vulcans like Sova and other Vulcans on the ship,
right,
you have their medical history
right.
attached to this.
So doctor, with that information, can we contact the Vulcan High Command and ask them if they know? I mean, I guess that's the me thing.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't you contact Vulcan Medical and I'll contact Vulcan High Command?
Do it.
Okay,
These are strengths.
it's going to be 2 days.
Okay. Good.
Okay, I'm going to advance it 2 days. And what you get back, Captain, you send them. Is that what you're doing? We're sending them the file on Dimo, and then we're being what?
Right, what do you have on this guy?
And they come back that the name, they're unfamiliar with the name, but the information is from a dead officer.
Oh my God, okay.
Oh, yes.
So hold on, he is lying.
Yeah,
Now we're getting somewhere.
yeah,
And his medical information came back crystal perfect.
They have the same, and the same that came to you is that they have none. They don't have anybody on record.
when did he die?
Over 15 years ago,
Where?
out in space.
Like a planet or?
No, out
Starbase?
out in space. No,
On a
out.
starship?
Yeah, on a starship. Yeah. On a
What
Vulcan.
kind of Vulcan starship?
Just free floating
Was it a science ship? Was it a?
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably.
Yeah.
out in space.
What was his rank?
The subcommittee.
Yes.
So you're 100% that his DNA is Vulcan.
On your medical paperwork, it's Vulcan.
Yeah.
What about on their medical paperwork?
On his thing, on his medical paperwork.
From Vulcan?
Yes.
Who we just contacted.
Well, but
Right.
that's fake. Yeah. Has the Drake ran anything current on
Yeah,
him?
you have a year ago scan of him. Well, no, you have a 6, 7 months ago scan. Yeah.
And
So,
it's
but
all-
it comes through as Vulcan.
Yeah, matched
Okay.
with what you have on file.
Okay. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna walk down to the brig.
Can I give him like a truth serum or something? I mean, what are we doing? We've already been holding him in there against his will for weeks. Might as well just.
We've all been in here for.
We've all done horrible things.
Is that
Why
a thing?
stop?
I mean, yeah, you could do anything.
Give him a hypo spray of truth,
Okay, all right.
Elizer.
Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm walking down to the bridge. I stand in front of the cell. And I say, Dimo, I am here to inform you that you will be kept here for as long as I see fit. Because there is an overwhelming amount of evidence that you are a liar. I have it on good authority. And furthermore, I will not allow any member of my crew to be put in danger for any longer. So I'm giving you 2 options. You may tell me the truth now, and I will work with you, and I will try to help you to not get such prison time or whatever. Your second option is you can stay silent, and in 2 weeks' time, if you refuse to work with me, you will be given the truth serum from the doctor, and I will learn the truth from you. You can either do it by force or willingly. I'm done caring about the laws.
Wow.
I don't think you have to wait 2 weeks. But,
Well, he's gonna advance 2 weeks, so.
no.
So he says nothing. And he just stares at you,
And I stay back, unfazed.
and you hear his jaw like click, and he lays down.
Unless it's a pill that he's killing himself.
Oh my
with.
god. No!
Oh, I don't understand that. So,
He just killed
yeah, he just bit a cyanide.
son of a.
How could you
He
be
did
too
not say-
Yeah.
Should have known. He's a germ.
Wow, I hate this man. Oh my god, really?
And you watch him start to
Oh, got him.
foam. Think of balls on the top.
Fine. Did House walk down? Yeah, House walked down with you because he was gonna
That's fine, yeah.
the thing. So I would run in and that's when I hit him.
Yeah, and so when you run
Can you
in,
give him an antidote?
He did.
so
Can
when
you?
so when House comes running in, you watch as the body starts to dematerialize.
Oh, wow. Space pill.
Like it turns to like ash.
Is there ash on the ground?
So it's like ash.
Play whatever you
All right.
that thing.
Get. I want a
I can play
sample.
whatever.
So medicine insight difficulty 3.
So I'm gonna buy one momentum. Okay, so I need a 15. I need 3 of them. So I bought one momentum. So
Okay, one momentum gone.
17, 14. I need a 5 for a double.
Yeah.
10, 15. So no, 2. You know.
So you watch House gather it and return to sick bay.
Where?
And as he's analyzing it,
Nothing.
it's a lot of the same of what he has on file. There's nothing really significant in it. Mhm.
Darla.
Okay.
Let me just go talk to her real quick by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you leave the brig.
Okay. So where are you? In your room or?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're in, he's in his quarters.
Okay,
Hey.
so I go to this quarters.
Okay.
Barely got on that one.
Ring the door.
Okay. He opens his door and he says, "Captain."
I have some bad news.
Oh, boy.
Hmm.
Dimo has killed himself.
Oh,
Okay.
hold on, Kevin.
I
I'm gonna need you to work Saturday.
wanted to let you know firsthand so you didn't have to hear it from someone else since you work so closely with him.
Okay.
Dara, I am gonna level with you. Somebody is sabotaging my ship. And that puts every one of us, including yourself, at risk. And what just happened now in the brig proved to me that he was obviously involved in this. And the only other person that we have any leads on is unfortunately you. And I really don't want to lose you too.
I'm willing to help, Captain.
I really appreciate that. So would you consent to a lie detector test?
Sure. Yeah. I have no problem.
Okay. Follow me to the whatever hospital.
Come on to the space hospital. Let's go. So the two of you walk down to med bay.
Yeah, and I have him walk ahead of me,
Okay.
just in case he wants to stab me in the back.
That's smart.
I don't think he's
Are
gonna.
you
but-
are you in the med bay? Oh yeah.
Greetings, doctor.
Well, nice to see you again.
Yes, you too. How's that dust going?
It's good.
Good. Okay. I have brought Dara
Oh,
here with me, and he has agreed to take a lie detector test with us.
should we check his mouth first?
Probably.
See if there's any lies in it.
Can you scan him?
Live mouth. Medicine control.
Clean.
Difficulty 2.
So I need a 15.
Show
I rolled presence, right?
presents. Give it our best shot. I think they're cheap.
I got a 17 and a 15. Oh yeah, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I failed to.
His teeth look fine.
I was yeah, right.
Please sit down.
So he sits on the med table.
Mhm.
Can you hook them up, doctor?
Yep.
Okay.
Either you can roll a medicine presence, or
Mhm.
you can roll command presence,
I will roll command presence.
and
Do
then
I-
he'll assist you.
Okay. I would like to ask, do I have to ask specific questions and then roll, or how do you want to do it?
I think we'll just let the whole test be a thing, like
Okay.
rather than go back and forth.
Okay, and before we start, I want to let you know that I deeply appreciate this.
I understand, Captain. I've seen what's happened on Drake. I have no problem helping you in any way possible.
Okay. One success.
What am I rolling for assistant?
Medicine presence, presence. That's difficulty too? Did I say?
No.
No, okay. So that you're getting,
Oh, no.
I only got one.
God, no.
Can I
No,
use
this'll
a
never end.
momentum to
It's not
reroll?
here.
I know, it's too late.
yeah, you can, yeah.
Just reroll one.
Lying.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, so you sit there, and you were indicating, you wanted to ask him a series of questions and watch what the displays were showing you as you were politely questioning. And what you discover is that everything that you ask him is in line with his answers. It doesn't seem like any of his medical stats are revealing that he's being untruthful to you.
Okay. We'll just conclude by thanking him again
Okay.
and telling him you're free to roam about, return to duty and do as you please.
Okay, I'm gonna jump it by 1 week since several days went by.
Maybe we can send those ashes to a different doctor on the Starbase and have that doctor roll to see if they can decode the ashes.
Yeah, let's do that.
That's
That's a
where-
good idea.
Medicine control, difficulty to,
Captain, I know a bird doctor, and you may have met her.
Yeah, we have been friends for ages.
That's right.
I just now remembered that she worked here.
We had a 10 and a 2 and a 16.
and I'll get, so it's 3 success, so that's a 10. And then a 2 because she has xenobiology of the focus.
Oh, yeah.
So that's 3. So that momentum can go back. And Dr. Ray is able to conclude that the DNA in the ashes is not consistent with what's on file.
Do we have anything to like any comparisons?
No.
So we're not able to identify like what kind of.
We don't know what species this is, but it is not Vulcan.
Ah, that's some sort of change.
Okay.
Some sort of freak.
And what I like, I want the visual is to be, it's the glass slide with the ash, with the solution, and then she has the, like the focus that she uses the older.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
What I want to know is how did this person get a hold of like Vulcan yeah, personnel records and DNA records and stuff. All right, so I'll just send them a letter and let them know.
Okay. Do you tell them that the person is like, it's gone?
Yeah.
So they are now also dead.
Okay. Very unfortunate news for you.
A
So,
person who is impersonating a dead person is now also dead.
You remember those records I had you look up?
They're dead.
He's dead
He's
again.
dead.
It's definitely gone.
He's gone for real.
so what you learn, so then what you learn is that they want,
station.
they want,
They want the actor?
they want the actor.
Okay. Okay, he can have them.
So it'll take a while to get to them, but
Yeah.
because you have to put it in
Right.
cargo and.
Yeah.
Another doctor.
I have a question, Will.
Mm.
Are there any other Vulcans on our ship that do not have records from before Starfleet?
I'll have you roll security control, and then we'll have somebody roll for the computer. Security computers. Who wants to roll for that? Who wants to do that?
I have 2 successes.
Okay,
Elsa?
yeah, it's one difficulty. Total of 5,
Wow.
which is probably,
That's probably doing it.
and you discover Arhat as you're looking through the files that everybody else's paperwork, if they're a Vulcan specifically, goes beyond their fleet medical unless they started at the academy and didn't have a prior, basically
Right.
documentation of them coming from their place to Starfleet Academy.
I would send that information to the admiral of the space station to just kind of quietly send that information out just to do a general search across everybody.
Okay.
Okay.
It may not turn up anything, but at the same time, it's not a bad thing to look into because if people are high advanced and had been doing a whole lot, but don't have records before Starfleet, couldn't hurt to look and see if they actually have records that weren't sent to them or if they're black ops.
Can we look at the chef's history
Sure.
and just compare and see if it's the same, different, same thing?
Spend momentum, yeah.
Spend it.
I can't just roll.
No.
Okay, spend the momentum then.
Okay, so 1 momentum gone. No, his records are clean.
That's right.
Are you kidding me? You made me waste some momentum on that.
So I'm going to advance this by a week.
This Federation mission is
We've resolved. Right?
Oh, yes.
He resolved himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was resolved, all right.
So you're getting directives from the Admiral to disembark from.
Like,
The Drake is really.
Captain Starlog, supplemental. After a tumultuous series of encounters and challenges, the crew of the USS Drake was afforded a brief period of rest and recuperation following our recent missions. It was a valuable opportunity to reflect on our experiences and prepare for the trials that undoubtedly lie ahead. As we prepared to depart from Starbase 2, once more, I'm confident that the resilience and determination of the crew will see us through whatever trials may come our way. Together, we will continue to navigate the complexities of space exploration. That's
Seems like you wrote that before this episode.
Yeah.
Well,
Sitting contemplative in your chair, like,
so instead of getting into the meat of everyone gets in this time period, in this stretch, gets letters from family.
Oh, God.
We'll start with Clark. Clark gets a video from his parents. It's your parents, James and Mary,
Yeah.
seated in a comfortable room. And your father says, "Hi there, Isaac." And your mom says, "Oh dear, we've been thinking of you and wanted to catch up. How's life aboard the USS Drake treating you?" Your father says, "Your mother and I are eager to hear about your adventures. Any exciting stories from your journey among the stars?" And their mom says, "And don't forget to tell us about your crewmates. We'd love to know more about them."
Wondered to ask.
And then your dad says, "Back here at Jupiter Station, things are bustling as usual. Starships coming and going, the usual.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of ships, your old man has some news. The USS Lexington's major refit is quite interesting to watch. They're upgrading the drive section, adding a bigger deflector dish, and shuffling around the shuttle pod bays." Your mom says, "It's impressive, really. The warp field generator has found a new home on the dorsal hull of the drive section. Big changes for the fleet are ahead." Cool. And your dad says, "Your mother and I are doing well, keeping everything in order at the station." Your mom says, "We heard about the incident on Starbase 2. Must have been tough for you."
Yeah.
Your dad says, "Remember, son, no matter where your travels take you, you'll always be a part of our constellation."
Oh. No.
The video.
Delete.
God.
So then I have a letter to Jhon. It says, "My beloved Jhon, I extend warm regards, trusting this message finds you amidst the cosmic ballet aboard the USS Drake. It's been far too long since our last exchange, and I find my heart yearning for news of your journeys. Here on Earth, my diplomatic duties persist, and the Anar Enclave remains a sanctuary of reflection. Yet my thoughts are invariably tethered to you, my son, exploring the uncharted realms of the cosmos. Jhon, whispers of recent events like the explosion at Starbase 2 and the battle at Kate have reached my ears. Share with me the intricacies of your journey, the ups and downs. Your presence in my life remains a beacon of pride, and I yearn for a more profound connection with you. Wishing you tranquility and success in your adventures, my dear son. With deepest love. Yeah, I think is it Saiveta? Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So I have the doctor.
Okay.
Doctor says Stephen. This too is treating you better than the old Earth drama used to. I heard about the explosion on the station. You doing okay? They fixing everything up, or is it still looking like the aftermath of a cosmic party gone wrong? So here's a wild thought. Remember when we used to talk about life out there beyond our little Earth bubble? I'd love to hear how it's going for you. Anyways, drop a line when the cosmic vibes allow. Let's catch up, maybe share some stories from the frontier. Warmly, Christine 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't tell her I was leaving just now.
So then I have a video from a bereaved for Arhat. It says, greetings, Ashrav. Your family sends their love from Nuvola. We hope this message reaches you well among the stars. We remember the days when you worked alongside us in the family's trading business, learning the intricacies of interspecies interactions. Your journey has always been one of adaptability and courage. We miss you deeply, Ashrav, and while we don't expect you to return to the family business, we wanted to share some updates. There are exciting developments in our trading ventures. New opportunities have arisen, and we have identified ways to make our interplanetary dealings smoother. Advances in trade networks and communication technologies could significantly ease our collaborative efforts. And she ends the video with talking about that the family supports you and that they share your vision of the future. And that video ends. Then we'll pause on the family thing. And we'll cut to Sova. Sova, you are on the station walking around. So you see the renowned author, Skan.
Oh, yeah.
And Skan is you know that he has edited his book, The Teachings of Sirach, edited, complete, and unabridged. You know that he is going around and meeting with various Vulcans who have spent significant time at monasteries. So you see him make his way over to you to talk to you.
Okay.
He
So
says, Lieutenant,
yes, Scan,
so
you require something?
would you have any time to be interviewed and discuss your time at the monastery that you in the process of editing my book, The Teachings of Sirach, and I'm curious to see what you learned and what they informed you there. You know that our people in the history have changed.
Yes, I have a few minutes, but I would be willing to discuss it with you.
Excellent. So he sits down at the table with you, and you see him take his pad, and he starts to, as he asks you questions, to go back and forth. So after a little bit of time, you see his son walk up, and his son comes over, and he says that it is time for them to leave. And Skan says to you, Sova, he says, "Oh, I must take my leave. It was a pleasure talking to you." He goes, "But it would be unpolite of me to not introduce you to my son, Sarek."
Oh, snap.
Hello, Sarek.
So, well, that's the cool thing that Sova gets. Sova gets to meet Spock's grandfather.
Cool.
That's cool.
That's neat.
You're like a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
So, we're gonna put you on the station. Where do you want to go?
Well, I mean, I was at the doctors. The good doctors
Okay.
giving her ashes, all right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We were reminiscing about how I completely forgot she worked.
Okay. So on your way to the Drake, let's have you roll security insight difficulty 2.
Yeah, I'll use momentum for an extra die. 3 and a 19, so that's good. My
So-
security was only a 2, so I don't get
Okay.
any extra beef.
So as you're walking back to the Drake, you can, it's hard to put your finger on it quite. Man, you're pretty confident that you see in the crowd over towards where like people are eating and congregating and talking. It sure looks like your professor is standing on the crowd.
There's my mentor.
Hmm.
He helped me make my head.
Aw. Yeah.
And for like, it's public knowledge, he's been reported missing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was on the ship. He
Yeah, I don't watch
He
space.
came,
Oh.
he came to the ship.
came to it. I feel like I would go that way to search, see if my eyes weren't playing tricks on me again.
And as you move closer and closer, can't quite place where he went.
Still have, memories of that time on the ship. They plague me. I don't try not to make it known, but don't want to compromise my position on the ship. So we keep those deep down where they're supposed.
Yeah. we're supposed
So push it right back down. Okay, that's where we're leaving it. With Jhon, he kind of sadly walks back to the bridge.
He's a sad boy.
So-
We'll end right.
This is where we'll end the session. You get a video message from your parents.
Okay.
And your mother says, "Hi Harper, we hope this message finds you in good spirits out there in space." And your father says, "Yes, we miss you, dear. Your updates bring warmth to this little corner of Aurelia." Your mom then says, "We have something troubling to share though. Recently, a man named Gowry visited the colony. He claims to be from a place called the House of Doki. He brought a pad that belonged to someone we haven't spoken of, someone from your past. The pad had messages about Melanie and an unborn child. Paquise, he called it. Gowry didn't explain much, and he didn't threaten us or anything like that, but he left a copy of the pad he had with us. Harper, he said he's looking for you, seeking answers. There's something bigger happening here. We're at a loss. You know the history with the Klingons, the invasion. We don't know what to think or what to suggest to you. Please be cautious, Scout. We fear the past might be returning."
Oh my god. Okay.
Sounds like a mid-season finale.
Wrap it up.
And that's where we end it.
Wow. Nice nice scout. That was cute. Yay, mid-season finale. Or mid-season finale. It sucks to like end on in the middle of an episode.
Yeah, you need to write these better.
It didn't even start.
Are you kidding me?
That was all just like wrap up. I was letting you guys.
2 hours of interrogations before it led to a death,
Well-
and we learned nothing.
My God. What a waste of our actual lives.
Okay, that wraps it up.
Woohoo.
until our next time.
October?
Well, we probably all try to have something over the summer. It just depends on when. All right, Zoom friends.
Goodbye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye, internet.
Goodbye,
Control
YouTube.
world.
Bye.
Thanks for watching our season finale.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Put your vote in the comments, whether you want us to come back in October or never again.
Bye. I just want everybody to be cry like everybody who got letters is crying except for Sova. Sova's just like, wow. I got interviewed. Things are looking up.
That's funny.